everybody, it's your girl Sherry, and welcome back to another episode of Alleged Actually Podcast. More particular, the Bravo Bestie Breakdown, which we do every week, breaking down the best in Bravo. Right now, we are recapping The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 6, Reunion Part 2. But before we get to that, I want to say hello to my Bravo bestie, Joey. What's up, Joey?
Hello.
Hello. And for all of you that are new over here, we do reality TV recaps. Occasionally, we get into some pop culture segments. So if that's your thing, please go ahead and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you'll be the first to know when we drop this good content. Make sure you share with a friend. And y'all, I'd like to ask that you just take a second and like this video and comment. You know, YouTube algorithm is not kind always. So that is a free way to support our channel. Just give us the thumbs up and leave us a few words about what you thought about the show and what you thought about our thoughts. So thank you for that. Now, Joey, what did you think about Reunion Part 2?
It was okay. I mean, I actually have like more notes for this one than I have for part one, which I think is weird because I felt like there wasn't like that much that really happened.
No.
And like honestly, like I watched it twice. I watched it live and then I watched it back on Peacock, and like you never have anything with anyone saying because all they do is like yell over each other. It's very reminiscent of like New Jersey reunions.
Very much.
Yeah, and like I don't know. I mean, at some point, like they need to like wear microphones that can just be like muted.
I agree.
Almost like a political like debate type thing where they could just like turn it off. Like we don't want to hear them.
100%. It just got to the point where it was like so counterproductive. You couldn't hear anybody. No one was answering. But it just became a whole bicker fest. It just, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, like that had to be right. The first time in history we've ever seen Andy Cohen walk off a reunion stage.
You know what? It was. There were many times I thought he should have, but I was really happy that he did that because it got their attention and it made them see how ridiculous. I mean,
yeah, absolutely ridiculous.
It's just completely ridiculous. You're on a reunion stage. You're here to resolve things, and all of that screaming and screeching, and God, look, forbid the screeching comment, but which we'll get to. But yeah, it was just counterproductive. Andy couldn't even ask his questions. It was awful. So
yeah.
But we do kick off with Angie getting ready to pass down her prop, her scroll, proving that Lisa was trolling her. Now
she proved nothing.
I know, and I was gonna ask you, Joey, because at first I was like, "Oh, okay, here we go," but then
nope. And this is how I know that she proved nothing, and this is how I know that they're all in on this like plan, this like takedown plan. Because I was like, I mean, this is something that's like super easy to like disprove, right? But obviously they're on like a reunion stage, and I saw Lisa trying to fumble with like her phone, but
yeah.
So I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna do it. So I went on Instagram and I logged out, and I went to go log back in, and I hit forgot, like log in or password or whatever, and right. What comes up is not what Whitney and everyone and Angie are saying. Where like it's attached to her name. No, what comes up is it says to type in your mobile number. And then hit continue. So it's going to text you or something. Why would it ask about your mobile number? So all they had to do was type in Lisa's number and then try to say, she's connected to blah, blah. That screenshot that we got at the reunion never said the account name. It showed a phone number. The phone number that when you hit forgot your password or account, it asked you to put in your phone number.
Yeah. So,
that's how I know you guys are all in on it.
Well, it became clear because you have Whitney chiming in, Heather, and I'm thinking, look, if this happened to Angie, and I mean, why are y'all all trying it? Why are y'all in cahoots? And we already know that Heather will happily prompt Angie to say things on camera.
So... I'm so glad that you noticed that too. Everyone here is not like, it's no surprise I hate Heather Gay, but she keeps interjecting herself in every conversation to try to keep her narrative, I'm going to call it, on track, to try to make sure her puppets are doing what they're supposed to be doing. To me, it's like so obvious, and maybe it's just obvious that I like hate her and I'm like looking for it anyway. But I feel like, I mean, like I've said before, I've never seen so much Heather gay hate online. I feel like people are finally waking up to like her evil ways.
Yep.
I'm here for it.
I'm here for it too. And even though I'm certainly no Heather Gay fan, she really makes me sick as well. It's just me honing in on a dynamic that either I didn't pay attention to before, maybe I'm just hip to it because of what they admitted last time. But if I'm the one confronting Lisa, why do I need you to? And it's like they were so hell bent on, no, keep it like this. This is what it was. And it's like, see, you guys tried on part 1 to bring her down. You're on it for part 2.
Yeah, let me tell you, they picked the wrong girls this time.
This time they did, because Lisa just is not here for it. She's not easily moved. It's like she called it her prop flop. I was like, okay.
And yeah, I love how she called it out for what it was. You're trying to have another receipt-proof timeline moment, and it flopped. It's not right.
I know.
I mean, I've been saying that for 2 seasons now.
Yes, you have. And she got called right out. So I was here for all of that. And y'all, at that point, I mean, they just keep going back and forth and back and forth. And this is when Andy's like, you know what? All right. You know what? He actually walks off stage. And you know, for a second they keep going, and Mary is really concerned, and she was like, Andy, what are you doing? Please don't leave. And then
she's like, guys, Andy's leaving. And you guys
I know. The rest of them are still in their own world, and it took Meredith saying, Andy, what are you doing? And he just turns around like, what am I here for if this is what you're gonna do?
Yeah.
And then you know, it was so stupid to me how childish Heather acted when he came back. Oh, I'm sorry, Daddy Andy. And she takes her dress and Angie takes it and they hide there. I'm like, come on, y'all. I mean, you were the culprits. And honestly, I don't know what keeps her on there, but there are many, many times I could tell that Heather Gay gets on Andy's nerves. So I'm telling you, like, I can tell in those Watch What Happens Lives, there's certain ones that he likes more than others. And I mean, if you're really popular, they stay on there, but I think she's getting on his last nerves. But at any point, we get past that. Andy comes back, and then shortly thereafter, it's time for their lunch breaks. So that's when everybody goes in their corners. Of course, you have Lisa and Meredith. You have Bronwyn, Mary, and Angie. Yes, Bronwyn, Mary, Angie. And then Whitney and Heather, they go on their own way. So here are some of the things that I took, what I found really interesting. Number 1, you hear where was it Lisa and Angie were like, Lisa's different. I mean, Bronwyn and Angie's like Lisa's different. And Mary just kind of like, and they were like, I don't know. She's like, Angie said, well, you know, Bronwyn was saying, you know, she's like saying that we're talking over her when she's talking over us. Angie's saying she's more quiet. And Bronwyn was saying that, you know, she's just kind of like in this thing, like, look, this is how this is going to go. In other words, like, I have this planned out. Y'all are not going to shake me.
Yep. And you know what? Facts.
It was facts. It was. And it was concerning. But, you know, it's concerning to me. First of all, and I know you noticed, Joey, there hasn't been a lot from Angie or Bronwyn here and there, just little interjections. But I'm like, girls.
This past, like this episode we're talking about right now, I literally like went back and I was like, did Bronwyn say 2 words the whole episode? I don't even know. I don't even know if she spoke.
There's a lot of facial expressions, but not a lot of speaking. And I'm just like,
no, okay. And they wasted first chair on you, and you're not even gonna talk.
I know. That's it. And I'm just like, so then it also gives me this thought that they all really tried to get together. I mean, and have this narrative going. And, I guess they're all like waiting to jump in, but it's just really strange. Because Bronwyn should have a lot to say with the way that things started. I mean,
to say.
Right. And it could be the whole new thing with Todd, and maybe she's just not feeling up to herself, but I don't think so. It seems weird to me, And then you notice Lisa and Heather are still on this narrative of how Meredith has not stepped up for Lisa at all. I mean, why do you care? They're so.
But this is my issue. So with Lisa and Meredith, love them or hate them, you can't deny that there's no winning, right?
Right.
So now it's, why aren't you stepping up? Like, Baba, this is like your friend. You defend her. But if Meredith ever comes to Lisa's defense or vice versa, now it's, now here we go. You're tag teaming again, blah, 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 blah. The same way that Meredith said, like, oh, well, I'm always having mood swings and I'm so miserable, but I come down in the morning in Greece and I'm in a good mood and I'm making you guys coffee. But now, well, what's going on with her mood now? Like, there's just like no winning.
No.
She brings it up later, we just think it's, which we're going to talk about, but we just think it's weird how you just like moved on from like the whore that slept with half of New York, blah, blah. And she was like, you guys accused me of being a grudge holder and now you're upset that I made up with her. Like, I mean, it really is just and again, that was just 3 examples off the top of my head. It's absolutely ridiculous.
It is. It really, really is. And then you have in Meredith and Lisa's room, Meredith is like, oh, you're doing really good out there. And Lisa, oh, really? Like which part?
Yeah, and Meredith's like, just all of it.
Just in general. I mean, y'all, that is so funny because that is such a Lisa Barlow thing to do. Like, she was feeding that ego. Did you see just the joy on her face while she's getting that hair done? Child, she was here for every bit
of that. I know. Well, I said, right? Like, this is what I keep preaching about. Like, Lisa lives like rent free in all these like women's heads. They talk about her constantly, and here they are once again, right? The minute they step off stage, they're talking about Lisa. I said, and then to no one's surprise though, Lisa is also talking about Lisa, which is just par for the course.
1,000%. I mean, and they even make the comment like, "Why are these women so obsessed with us?" It's like, and I'm kind of like, "You're not wrong,"
but like true.
True. I mean, it's the truth. So at this point, I guess they get ready to come back to the set. They talk about the Greek dishes and whether they're real or not. At any rate, we get into them talking about, let's see, we're done past the lunch. And they talk about, I think this is when I have
Robert Jr.
Yeah, Mary has her moment, but they said I feel like there was something in there. Okay, that's in Mary's segment. Okay. All right. So yeah, they come back together and then no, I have something else. Nope, you're right. We're coming back to Mary. I just have a ton of notes. I had to get to it. All right. To me, this was maybe my favorite segment. Wasn't a lot in it, but I have to be fair, Joey. I feel like he really let her skate on that whole documentary.
He did. But you know what I think it is with that? And I feel like, right, he knows, not that we think that Bravo ever cares about like the viewers, but he did point out like the whole fandom, Salt Lake City fans, Mary Cosby fans, came to your defense. I like how Whitney and Lisa came to Mary's defense when asked about it. You know what I mean? So maybe he thought like, maybe this isn't really worth like digging into, and there, and again, like everyone said, like this is like old news, and we've been hearing about that since season 1. So,
absolutely.
And I mean, obviously, I don't think Andy had any like screeners or anything, obviously, but I mean, at the end of the day, move along because, like, I mean, everyone has their own opinion, but we've talked about how I felt, and I saw a bunch of angry family members that they're mad that they didn't get any of like the money or power. And you talking about Robert Sr., being the villain, and then being like, he was so much older, but don't give her any grace that she was like an impressionable, already kind of ousted from like the church and family thing. Like, like I don't know.
No, that's fair. It is. I mean, and I agree because I did not want to watch that be a moment where she was grilled and everything. I kind of appreciate the way it was addressed. And when we get to her response, I'm gonna give you a little head nod on that, Joey, because I thought, I mean, people are gonna disagree with me, but I understand where she was coming from with what she said because it's a very different kind of denomination. It's a very different kind of church.
Oh, that like they're not used to Pentecostal, they're not used to Black churches in Utah. I did think that was a really interesting thing for her to say because I mean it does make sense.
It does. It's very, very, very different. And to be in Utah in Mormontown, I could see that it's a big difference. So I appreciated that. I could, and most of us that attend Black churches or have been to Pentecostal or one of the all the above, and I have I'm serious. I told y'all, grew up in a very small town in North Carolina. I've been to those. I have friends that would take me with them to their Mormon church just for, but it's so different. It is. It's so different. One is much quieter and all. Trust me. Anyway.
I mean, let me tell you though, Mormons should not be throwing around the word cult as if like they have some ground to stand on.
All the stuff that has come out over the years on the Mormon, you aren't joking, Joey. So I mean, there's that. So at any rate, Andy kind of talks to Mary about, he does like a montage. They do a montage on her for the season. And, you really see her because he was saying like the M and Mary and Cosby is for mediator. And you kind of see her trying to be the voice of reason with the ladies. She was for Lisa when Angie and Lisa got into it at Angie's at Whitney's garden party. And try to pull her out of saying look, you are a woman, you're a boss, you're all these things, you should be a leader and do that with light. Then you see her also do it for Angie K, and she was right. Angie gets so mad sometimes she just can't be pulled out of it, like she just wants to snap. She has her moment with Meredith. All good stuff. She's evolved to now wanting to be a contributed member of the group and to not see them all go at it all the time, even though she still has those that she will eat up.
Yeah. We will revisit that line a little bit later.
Oh gosh. But this is when we also get into the stuff with Robert Jr. So bad, y'all. He is currently incarcerated until February of this year. Well, he will find out, how much more of a sentence he'll have to serve. She talks about the fact that, he's definitely still using, and that this happened because of being at his ex-wife's house, thinking that she wanted him to save her when they had a restraining order. Each time he went, they called the police, and the last time it was pretty bad. He got tased, the whole nine. Totally understood her take on the fact that she would rather him be there because at least there she knows he's not using, he's not somewhere, unalived. And, some people criticize the fact that she doesn't go to see him, but, I don't know that I could, I would, but it would certainly be hard.
I don't judge her for that. I think that everyone, right, has like their own feelings about that. And you don't really know until like you're in that position.
That's right.
It's so easy to be like, oh my God, that's awful. But you know what I mean? Like, who knows?
Exactly. I did find it interesting when Andy asked where was Robert Sr. in all this. And she was saying, he's going to go see him because, he really wants books. There was a cute moment when she said, I'll send him your book, Heather. And Heather was like, no, I'll send it. I'll send it to him. That's no problem. And there's a chapter in her book about Mary that Mary had no clue about because Mary didn't read her book. But
you know what? We respect the honesty.
Absolutely. No need to front. I mean, if you didn't read it, you didn't read it. In that moment, though, I loved how all the women again supported her. I mean, even if it was a look of, feeling, and I won't say sorry for her, but just feeling for her. Meredith, touched her. A different one, Lisa and Whitney spoke up on her behalf when we get to the part about the church. They all looked at her very like, like they really felt for her. I like that.
Yeah.
But back to Robert Sr., she made the comment that, he was going to be bringing some books. But there's something about when Mary talks about Robert Sr., it's almost like she's not covering up, but like, I don't know how to describe it, because when Mary talks, she's very, straight shooter. She was kind of like not stumbling over her words, but, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
but cause she's like, oh, like Robert Sr. said, like, he'll like bring him books, and then was like, oh no, he's gonna send him books.
Right.
Because he hasn't been to visit him either.
Exactly. So I don't either. There's something a little there, but I mean, I respect the fact that he made the decision not to film. That was for the betterment of her, in my opinion.
The betterment of both of them.
Very much so. Yeah, very much so. He then tells Mary that he's very sorry for the passing of her mother. That was sad. And he asked that, did she have any regrets that they weren't able to make amends before her passing? And she said, nope. We had not been in each other's life for 20 years. I don't even know what it's like to have a mom. I thought that was sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And really also telling, because that's when he gets to the point of the documentary. And well, she makes the point to let people know, because he was saying that the documentary says she has a kink for money, and that people in her church consider her like a god. And did you see how she whispered over to Whitney and said, "You said that"?
Mm-hmm. Sure did. Sure did.
And that's kind of like when Lisa was like, "That's old," like whatever.
Yeah.
But basically, and he brought up the fact that her half sister. I didn't know that was her half sister, but he said half sister. So,
yeah, I don't remember that in the documentary. It even calling her like a half sister.
They didn't. That maybe that was a piece of info she divulged to him, but at any rate, he brought up the fact that she was in there, and Mary was like, "Yeah," and she was just like, "Look, I've been hurt so much in my life. I just piled it on to, all the rest of the things that hurt me," which again was really sad to me. Yeah. And then, she does talk about why, there's the cult allegations. That's when she explains, I don't know. She said this has been going on since, her grandmother had the church. Again, they have different rules and principles. And because they are Pentecostal and Black church and Mormon, that could be it. I don't know. And I'm not saying that it's perfect. I'm not saying there are things that don't give me pause, but that was a good point. I'll just say that. Anything to add on that one, Joey?
No, I mean, I thought she handled herself like really, really well. I do agree, though. I mean, I feel like if it was somebody else, Andy would have asked some follow-up questions. But I think, again, knowing like the fandom, I think that he just moved it along.
Yeah. I think Andy on this reunion was. I felt like I'm not saying he didn't. I think he'll get to it, but I think he did fairly well with this one. I mean, we touched on those things. There was no resolve simply because the women were unwilling to give a resolve. He did dial down on the fact that when we're going to talk about, they asked why Meredith in the group, why she didn't rush to defend Lisa and the lawsuits. And she said because she literally didn't know anything about them. And she said, that being a loyal friend doesn't mean blind loyalty. She needed to understand the details of Lisa's legal issues before she could really stick up for her. And Lisa felt like Meredith should have been, should have had her back unconditionally. And she said, I'm a very good friend of Meredith, and that's what friends do. And that's when Mary interjects, oh, like when you called her a whore and that she slept with all in New York. And then that's everybody was like, and at this point, this is when Meredith is like, look, and Lisa gets really mad. But the fact that, and Lisa's like, and what about all other things that everyone else has said about Meredith? I mean, why do y'all keep coming back to that? And Andy did interject was because,
it was a big Bravo moment.
Was like huge. I remember jaw on the floor, like, oh my gosh, no, she didn't.
It was a good one, let me tell you.
It really was. I mean, come on now. So she was like, yeah, but it's also almost like 4 years ago and whatever. And Meredith kind of does that too. And to your point, and that's when Meredith's like, I find it so funny that you guys called me a grudge holder. And then when, we move on, now all of a sudden that's not right. Y'all are a bunch of hypocrites. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you hit them with facts, they really have nothing to say because there was no response to Meredith's comment because Meredith was 110% in the right and they had no comeback.
None. Absolutely none. And then there was a question that Andy had for Lisa saying, were you surprised that Mary Mary took your side on the cast trip? And Mary's like, I don't even think Lisa cares about Lisa. I don't even think she knew that. And you could tell Lisa actually didn't know what they were talking about.
Had no idea.
Oh, no idea. And then,
but I'll be honest, at first I had no idea what they were talking about either because there was like no context. I was like, she had her back when?
The time when they were on the beach and Meredith had said something to Lisa.
Right, and Mary like went after Meredith. Yeah. But at first I was like, wait, what are they talking about? Like, you gave her no context.
True. And that was such an inconsequential scene. I mean, that trip was so raggedy. And I mean, that's before they went on the yacht trip. That was the yacht trip.
It was an excursion on the yacht trip.
It was an excursion from the yacht
trip was explosive. And that was like this tiny little moment. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess he was trying to keep Mary in her segment, get all her little interactions with everybody out. But Mary goes on to tell her that, look, I find you to be a dark person. I find you dark. And that's when everybody was like, how you notice how Lisa isn't moving? And, she was like a statue, but she was doing a lot of blinking, which they say is part of her different responses. Is either I yell over you if I can't do that, and then I, get still, or, so yeah. I don't know. What'd you think, Joey?
So I have a very unpopular response.
Okay.
In this moment, though, it really hit me. I was like, I love Mary, but I don't understand how she's allowed to say whatever she wants, right? And it's just okay. So you can call Lisa dark. You can say these horrible things about her. And then when Lisa responds, Mary, I'm not attacking you. Yeah. You can yell at Meredith and say that she's boring and she go jump in the ocean or blah, blah. But it's okay. You can say awful things to Brittany and then be like, well, I was just responding to you, blah, blah. And it's just okay. But the other women are held to a different standard. And I don't understand that. And maybe somebody in the comments can explain the difference to me because I really don't understand how Mary is, and I mean, she's an equal opportunity offender to everybody when it comes to her mouth. But it's just okay. And then, when she ever said to Lisa, I'm not attacking you, girl, you called her dark. You made she probably doesn't even know. All she cares about herself, whatever. If Meredith said like those things, y'all would like lose. They would lose their ever-loving minds. Oh my God, I don't understand that. And then Mary's allowed to take no accountability, have an excuse for everything, and it's okay. But when Lisa tries to have an excuse, it's not okay. Different rules for different folks. I don't know. And I guess I love Mary. It rubbed me the wrong way.
I agree with you. I agree. I don't understand how no one ever holds her accountable for the things she says. And she says
I think that they're scared of her.
Legitimately, yes.
Because they know that you can't hurt her feelings. And she is a verbal assassin.
She is. And she doubles down. She's not backing off. So
she would do fine on like Atlanta.
Oh, easy, completely. She could, roll right with them. She could.
Yeah.
She literally could. So, we finally get to the infamous plane incident, which y'all, I was so disappointed. I just knew that at some point someone was going to pull out some footage, some audio. I mean, something. And they literally, this segment completely wasted our time. I mean, we walked away
with nothing. And you know why we walked away with nothing, though? Because my theory is, again, you can't convince me otherwise. This is not a contrived plan by all of them. And they knew if there was any footage, it would just prove everything that they're saying. So don't tell me that none of you thought to take your come on or record something. Like, no, I don't buy it at all. They all knew that if they had footage, or maybe some of them do have footage and they're saying that they don't because they know that it would just prove their narrative that they're trying to push. It's the only explanation I could think of.
That is possible because it literally makes no sense. Even what they're saying, I mean, okay, so, they're trying to say at some point, she demanded the TikTok video from Whitney. Okay. That at some point they claim she pulled her hair. Now, I don't believe that she pulled Britney's hair. Of course, her excuse was Lisa was asleep. She had to get up. And so she leaned over because she did have a bad foot. She leaned over to get by. And at that point, that maybe she pressed on her hair. I don't know. There was an allegation that wine was poured on Britney's chair. It just, even in the things they were saying, and they were saying that she was, yelling at her, cussing at her. But yet again, like she said, there was a producer that was sitting behind her. Andy reminded her that was in a different class. However, that doesn't matter because there's only a little, it separates you by not much.
By literally nothing.
Nothing.
There's no soundproof door between first class and coach.
No.
And you know what? Shame on Andy, because I wrote that down too. She was in a different class. What was she? Did she go deaf while she was in coach?
You are so right. I was sitting there thinking,
bring her out and ask her. Come on.
And that part, I'm like, why not bring the producer out?
Yeah.
I just, for all of them though, to me, it was good because they all look stupid. That was your big thing.
Every last one of them. Because you know what? At the same time, Meredith, like Bronwyn, she maybe made one comment. Like Bronwyn said, own something. Take accountability for something.
And she says, I take accountability for things I do. I don't take accountability for things I don't. Fair? I mean,
we know just from watching this show that Meredith, you are known. It's my favorite thing about you when you fly off the handle. You know what I mean? Like, I just, maybe I had one of my, little, tantrums, like, blah, blah, whatever. And you know what? We can move on. Because I don't think that anyone believes that he pulled her hair or acted a fool like they're all saying to you. Because in this day and age, if there's no air marshal on that plane, you better believe there's going to be one or the police waiting for you at that gate when you land if you act a fool and unruly on a plane.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look at Portia. Leaving Bray wasn't even her fault, and they were still waiting to investigate.
You better believe it.
Yeah, so let's be clear. That's not accurate. What I just don't understand is, why was Mary in on it? I mean, I don't know. Like, normally...
I don't get it either, but it still doesn't disprove there not being an air marshal or someone waiting if she was this out of control.
I agree. I
You know what I mean?
completely
Don't
agree.
tell me that the stewardesses were even like staring, because now apparently this is all during like descent, right? So that's why Brittany
Yes.
couldn't move out of her. No one could swap seats with her, whatever.
Right.
So they're on descent. So the flight attendants are literally, if anyone's been on a plane, that they're facing you. And Meredith is up, screaming, shaking seats while on descent, pulling hair, throwing wine on her seat, and like they were just like, again, probably everyone on that plane, the producer involved, they all had lost like their senses,
I
except for the 6 women, and here we are.
apparently, y'all, it just sounds so ridiculous. And I mean, I just thought, surely they have something in their pocket. They had nothing. So they literally wasted, at least what, three or four episodes with that story on Meredith when you brought
Yeah,
nothing.
and we wasted a good 20 minutes of the reunion and guess what? Guess where we are? We're exactly where we were before the reunion.
Very much. Nowhere. Nowhere. And Andy asked the question, and like, why didn't one of you, pull out your phone? And here comes Heather. Oh, what kind of shitty person would we be to take out a phone? We don't record each other. And then they go back and show Heather recording Lisa drunk looking for that ring in the bathroom. You know what I mean? Yep. Brittany was like, well, the last time I pulled out my phone, it didn't work out so well for me.
You know what? Facts. I don't rarely have Brittany's back, but facts.
Right.
Brittany will never pull her phone out around these women again.
I bet she
like, Brittany, isn't that your phone ringing? She's like, I don't hear a thing.
No phone for Brittany Bateman. Absolutely not. So Whitney admits in the hindsight she wished she had to pull out the phone. But then, they're like, well, your cousin just called you a shitty person. And
she did.
She did. She really did. But anyway, so we go back and forth with that. She can't answer. Brittany tries to jump in and add her little piece. Still makes no sense. And I mean, there's really not a whole lot more to say about the whole plane footage thing. Without any video and without anybody having anything in concrete, we basically move on. I mean, and that's when we get to when Andy asked Meredith, let me ask you a question. Had you had something to drink before you got on the plane? And that's when she said, but before I answer that question, I need you to know the root of, what really is behind, me and Brittany.
But before we get to this, we missed something very important to me.
Oh, okay.
When Meredith talks about Heather screeching.
That's right. Oh, and her little her little threat. Because
they go through this whole like Brittany's trying to say that Seth told Jared about him having multiple girlfriends. Like, no one believes that.
No.
But however we get to the screeching thing, and Heather, who I just can't even handle, does the, F you, like, this is it, our friendship is over from this, and then has the audacity to be like, buckle up, Meredith, it's not going to be a fun ride or something. And I thought to myself, because it was in like the trailer, and this is where I wish like Lisa kind of like lost her mind like a little bit. At some point, you do have to like jump in and like defend your friend. I thought if I was Lisa, I would have been like, who do you think you are speaking to people that way?
Exactly.
Which leads me back to, I'm not even a huge Carlos King fan. I don't know how you feel about him.
I'll watch him. He gets on my last final nerve. But
yeah, I'm not a huge fan of his either. But he said something that like just like totally like not blew my mind, but it was like, oh, you know what? Some validation. He said that he nailed it. And he said, when Heather, now mind you, these production people, they like leave their families for like months on end, and they are traveling the world and blah, 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 and making all these sacrifices. And when Heather lied about the black eye and said it could have been production, putting their jobs at risk after they risk, and give up, sacrifice so much, like leaving their families or whatever, and nothing happened to her. In fact, she's been lifted onto this pedestal by NBC Bravo. She now has this huge ego and thinks that she is untouchable.
Oh, yeah.
And the way that she speaks to people is deplorable. It is not okay.
It is not.
I'm not sitting here defending the way that Meredith or Lisa or anyone, I just took Mary down for it, the same thing. But with Heather, it's different. It is so vicious and so vile. It literally does remind me of Margaret Josephs. And I don't know how it's okay. And the fact that buckle up, and when Lisa said, is that a threat? And Heather was like,
I know.
Excuse you.
I know.
There's no type of HR involved in Bravo. There's no type of I'm just baffled. Absolutely baffled.
Yeah. The audacity that has just
she
rolled
is
off her
villainous,
lips.
Disgusting, inside and outside monster of a woman.
She is. She really is. And I would love to see her removed from the show, or at least humbled down to friend status. I mean, something to take her down a huge notch. It is ridiculous. And let's keep in mind, y'all, she just doesn't have a storyline. And everybody's like, what was her storyline?
She moved her dirty mattress this season. That was her big storyline.
That filthy, nasty mattress.
And she might dislike her children because she can't wait for them to leave. I love them during the holidays. I even liked even more when they were leaving. Are you kidding?
Yep. Bolted her kids out the house.
It was cute when you said it once, maybe twice, but consistently all season long.
That's gross.
All right, we get it.
Yeah, we get it. And now you're not coming off in a good light, Yeah, you're making Brittany look like Mom of the Year.
Yeah. And I truly think that Heather is spiraling because she realizes real fast she picks the wrong ones to mess with.
Every time. And I guarantee you now, people's thoughts, and I would think it would be so good. And I think you said it. I've heard others say it. If they would bring Monica back,
this is the time.
It would be the time. It would be the time to finally put her in her place. And because at this point, I feel like Lisa and Meredith would welcome an ally. I mean.
Oh, yeah.
And
it would shake up that whole cast.
It really would. It would. And so, God, if the show could get any greater, and this season, though it started off, I thought great, then just became good. I have, I really enjoy the cast, minus Heather, but I really feel like if there's one way we could make it better for season 7, bring Monica back. Let's get in there, get somebody that can really hold their own with her, and let's reverse this whole takedown little thing she's trying to do.
Or at least try to even the playing field a little more,
or that. Right.
Yeah.
Or even that. Yeah. So at any rate, y'all, we get down to the point where now Meredith wants to explain what is the true issue between her and Brittany. And she says that, let me get to my good okay. So she says that she said that her rift with Brittany was rooted in bigotry. That's how she started it. And then she says that they shared the same nail technician, a man that Meredith frequently used for her treatments or her nail stuff. The nail tech later became embroiled in a scandal, making anti-Semitic, bigoted comments in public. And of course, we all know Meredith is Jewish, and she was horrified. So she immediately cut ties with him. And then when she learned of his comments, and Brittany, however, did not. Now, Brittany alleges, in fact, Meredith says that after the nail tech's offensive behavior was exposed and his business received backlash, Brittany stepped up to publicly support him. She claims that Brittany wrote a glowing online review for this man's service when his ratings plummeted. And Brittany has a different take on that, which I'm inclined to believe, but I want to get your thoughts. And Meredith labels him as a blatant bigot. By doing so, Meredith implies Brittany sided with a prejudiced person um, over basic decency, and she couldn't understand nor forgive it. And of course, Brittany was stunned because that's not how she quite remembers it. Um, she said that when she got a chance to work with a nail technician, she knew that Meredith had worked with this technician before. The technician asked her to write the glowing review. At that point, she knew nothing about that and had no reason not to. I mean, he was providing her a service. All she had to do was write a good review. She did it. She
Yeah.
said when she found out, she immediately did the right thing and took it down. And she even claims that she went to Meredith and said she was sorry. And, when Meredith was upset, she said, she even tried to demonstrate on holding Angie about how she held her and everything. But as silly as Brittany is, I felt that she was sincere. So
Yeah, I don't feel like you faked the reaction that Brittany had.
no. Mm-mm.
And
No.
like, my thing is, so as our viewers may or may not know, I am Jewish. The minute she started Meredith, I was like, oh no, please don't go down this road. Like, it is just like, that's like the fail safe road. I've talked about this with like other show when we talked about like we were watching like The Valley,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
then bringing up the whole gay thing too. Like, I don't like that. That's like the card you throw when you have nothing else to throw and no one can come back at you out. So my thing is like, Brittany, and I've sat here the last 45 minutes and defended Meredith, but I'm not going to defend her like right now because I think Brittany's telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I think Brittany's reaction was super sincere. Like the actual shock slash horror and the tears, I don't think it was an act. I think it was true. Her story just makes sense. This guy was like, I do Meredith's nails, like let me like do yours. He didn't even charge her. Said that
Free.
they were great. If we know anything about Meredith, she's not going to go to a bad nail tech.
Right.
And then he was getting a lot of like bad reviews, whatever, and said, hey, like, can you do me a favor and write me a good like review? And she was like, yeah, I mean, you did my nails for free. Like, why wouldn't I?
Right.
You guys can't claim that Brittany is ignorant and an airhead and then be like, oh, she knows everything that's going on and da 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 da. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm sorry, but anti-Semitic, especially in like this day and age, it's a big word, and it is so dangerous and so damaging. And to throw it out so nonchalantly at a reunion with very like little proof, this is like your take on the scenario.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it is awful, absolutely awful. I thought it was so disgusting. I am so on Team Brittany just for this part.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like not my thing. I don't like people throwing out the gay card, which we'll talk about later when we cover like the traitors.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I don't like the anti-Semitic. I just like don't like it. I didn't like when Siggy Flicker did it to Margaret. I mean, we all know how I feel about Margaret. It's just gross to me. And if you guys already had this like makeup like discussion or whatever, like Brittany came and apologized, then what are we even talking about?
Mm-hmm. I know.
You threw it at the reunion for what? To try to like damage her some more? Like, I don't know. I don't know. And then I don't like how everyone kind of like tried to like back Meredith, like just like Heather, just say you're sorry. Heather, shut up. And like Mary, like say you're sorry. And I'm like, are you guys all? Everyone's losing like their senses. She said she was sorry.
She did. Big time. Yeah. I felt bad for Brittany too, and that's not something I do often.
No,
but
me either.
Yeah, with her emotional response, you can't fake that. Meredith was saying, look, she's performing, that's performative. No, it wasn't. She was so hurt. And for Brittany to roll off stage, as much as she likes the attention and being there, yeah.
And we've seen Brittany handle pile-ons for 2 seasons now.
Sure.
And I mean, like, and again, like, they're getting something for free. We know how much her and Jerry like the spotlight. You know what I mean? Can you write this like review? Like, I doubt they like did like their research. I don't know what Meredith's talking. It was on the news. All of social media, I have no idea what she's even talking about.
Me neither.
And I'm Jewish, so
yeah,
I feel like that would somewhere be in like my algorithm. I don't know. Like I don't even know what she's talking about. So like to assume that she like knew and did it like maliciously, I don't know. I mean, obviously it was maybe on like the news because it's like a local thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, even then, like, I don't know. I don't have cable. I don't watch like the news like that. I get my news from my social media. I don't know.
Right. I just felt like that was a very, very gross way for her to deflect off of getting any kind.
Yeah. To deflect the real question that happened.
The real question. She completely, I mean, that's that attorney in her. And she was like, before I answer this question, Andy, I think it's important for me to really get down to and I'm thinking that had nothing to do with what he asked of you. And why did you do that?
Had a drink before the flight.
Right.
And let's be honest. Who's in the airport not having a drink before a flight?
That part.
I have never been on a flight and not had at least a drink at the airport before.
No.
I don't care if it's 5 o'clock in the morning.
Because
my airport time doesn't count.
It doesn't. There's a mimosa somewhere or something. So I mean, yeah. So I thought, oh, Meredith, no. And that is horrible to do to someone. That can completely cancel you. So I thought, very gross. So y'all, that's pretty much how it ends. Brittany storms off. And I guess part 3 is when we'll get into Bronwyn talking about her separation from Todd and a few other things, but not a whole lot more. I said last week, I guess I felt like they did a good job pacing themselves. And now I'm thinking, well, we could have wrapped this up in 2 segments. I don't know.
I mean, the plane was like this whole second half of like the season. So what are we going to talk about? We're talking about, I guess, like the tragedy that was the trip of Greece. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, sometimes when you're in the midst of a season and you think, oh, okay, y'all are really enjoying this. And then when you get to the reunion and they kind of get down to the like real crust of what happened in the season, you're like, oh. That's it?
Yeah. Because we all know that Greece was a flop of a trip.
So Completely a flop. Complete flop. So there's that. But y'all let us know what you thought of part 2 in the comments. What did you think about Meredith's accusations on Brittany? Who do you believe? Are you team Meredith, team Brittany? Why do you think Mary Cosby gets a pass on the things that she says to the ladies? All the things, y'all.
And why do you think that Braun wins first chair and a mute?
Please let us know. I'm so disappointed. That is so not a Bronwyn thing to do. Yeah,
no, she's normally so verbal, and we talk about all the time how quick-witted she is, and it just flies off her tongue, and she's like, I'm shocked. I'm
literally shocked. I am so shocked. So yeah, y'all let us know what you think that's about, because we're perplexed over here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now Joey, I want to talk to you about traders. So. Okay. Last week, I was out here looking crazy in them streets because I hadn't finished episode. I did not. I'm thinking, did I just sleep through? Apparently, the answer is yes. I slept through that whole episode. So I am literally all caught up. I saw all the things. I saw, Mama Debbie go and all of the things. She was a secret trader and all that stuff. It was really good. All that. So then we get to 4, and this weekend I caught up on the latest 3. Y'all, it was so good. It was so good. It really good. Was. But it was just so good.
It's a great cast of people.
Such a good cast of people. And, I don't know everybody on there. I know quite a few, but I don't know everyone. But it works. You know what I mean? Good group, good cast. Couple of things. Like, I'm gonna just tell y'all, I was so here for Tiffany. Couldn't
a queen.
Oh, y'all.
Plus, we need people to put Colton Underwood in his place, because I think that he forgot that he's a real life villain.
I mean, yes, and the way that he was speaking to her at the table, y'all, and she was just like, okay, TIFFANY, like the company. I mean, what's good? Write it on down then. It was so good to me. I am in awe of how cool Candace is playing the game. She is on point.
Yeah, I thought she'd already get herself in trouble with her big mouth by now and be voted out. So I'm actually
But
shocked.
she's masterful for that. But we do know that Lisa Rinna, and you know what? Before Colton even brought it up, and I'm skipping around a little bit, but before Colton even brought it up, I remember at breakfast, she looked so stupid. Like when somebody go home and she'd be like, and I'm thinking, girl. And I mean, you have people like slit eyes, just looking at everything. I'm just like
her telling the story about
the trees and
which highlights the trees, and I was like, oh my god,
I would have known.
And I'll tell you right now, the block is like a little hot for like Lisa Rinna, and Rob and Candace better turn on her now before she turns on them. This is this is like their moment. Get her out.
Yeah, and how about Carolyn Stanberry? She was like, "You bitch."
Oh my god, she was so funny. And notice, mind you, Candace is also a housewife. She didn't give it because let's be honest, Caroline Stanberry, she knows who the villain is. She didn't even mention Candace. Renegade bitch.
She was like, "I'll see you somewhere at BravoCon." Lisa was like, "No, you won't." And I'm thinking, "No, you actually won't," because Andy's not letting her come to BravoCon.
Yeah, Renna ain't at BravoCon, baby.
But y'all, that was so good to me. Okay, but what I did want to know is the big thing that everybody is talking about: the Colton versus Michael Rappaport.
Yeah. Well, here we go again.
Yeah.
So first I'm a Jew, now I'm a gay man. Let's talk about it. So,
all right.
First of all, Michael Rappaport, I do not like him. I've never liked him. I think he's loud. I think he's obnoxious. I think he's gross. I think he's super over opinionated about things that he shouldn't even have like an opinion on.
Yes.
I said this like last week. I wouldn't care if like the producers came out and they were like, by the way, we're throwing in like a new thing like this year. Michael Rappaport is a faithful. I still would have voted his ass out. Get out. You're off.
Yeah, too much. Yeah.
And I love that social media, though, is coming flooding in and reminding everyone that Colton Underwood is a real life villain.
Yeah.
Because I am watching this and I'm like, I can't understand for the life of me this edit that he's getting. This like holier than thou good boy edit that, by the way, they are robbing from Stephen Colletti.
Yeah.
That should be the one getting the good boy edit, not Colton Underwood, who you were a psychotic stalker. You are a harasser. Like, there's like police reports about you and like your behavior. I like don't understand it. People were mad when they casted him, but I feel like watching the edits, it's really only fueling the viewers more for how angry they are that he's there in the first place.
Absolutely.
So I'm sorry. I do not take what Michael said at all as a homophobic comment. I think that is once again, just like I talked about in Salt Lake, that's the card you play when you have nothing else to go on. And shame on these other people. They're probably worried about being canceled, for defending Colton. Like, that was not homophobic. Anyone that knows Michael Rappaport, you say a lot of bad things about Michael Rappaport.
Oh, sure.
What he is not is homophobic. He's an ally. He's been an ally for like 20 years plus.
I know. Yeah.
Like, come on, people. Just say, you know what? We don't like you. Just like Johnny said, who I love. I don't care if you're a faithful or a traitor. I need you out. Like, get out. Yeah.
Just go.
Like just say that.
Yeah, I agree.
Trying to paint him as a homophobe is not at all like the good look.
No.
I mean, I hope that, like I said, Rob and Candace come together and turn against Renna before she turns on them.
Yes.
But the next person to go got to be Colton Underwood.
I think that's who they're gunning for because he's coming for Lisa. But it'll be interesting. Trying to think some other notable characters that I don't know. I mean, your main ones are your traders, Colton, Rob. Steve Coletti's not really, saying too much.
No, but I mean, like, give him the good boy edit. It's very, very
he
easy.
Should.
Colton thinks he's like Dylan Efron over here. You are far from Dylan Efron, my friend.
Way far. way far. And then my girl,
love the little thing that like Johnny and Tara have, like they're trying to like not be like best friends to like everyone else because they don't want us to think that we're like allies and never thought. It's so cute.
It is cute. It is cute. It is. Like I said, I mean, I'm here for it, y'all. It is really good. I cannot wait for this week's. You guys got to let us know which one are you, Team Colton or Team Michael? And I mean, I know when we say Team Michael, it's loosely because Michael got on everybody's nerves. But look, as much as he yelled, rant, and rage, I just don't think he's that quick. And I don't think he is homophobic anyway either, like Joey said. And it didn't even come out like that.
No, like, he's been a very well-known ally for, like I said, decades.
Yeah.
So like, what are we even talking about?
He tried it. And Colton is so manipulative. It is just time for him to go. Yeah. And the way he did Tiffany just the day before, I was just like,
dirty.
So dirty. But my boy that jacked me up, and now his name escapes me. I want to say Eric. That is the music.
The singer-songwriter? Oh, yeah, yes. yeah, Eric.
The bitch, I thought.
You know what? God bless Rob. Where Rob like was so calmly like, this man knows his pitch. Knowing damn well Eric had no idea who he was talking about.
I know. That took me out. I was like, oh, sir. You were so
but then
wrong.
Even after, right? Here's another thing, right? So Eric right away, nothing but like remorse.
Oh, complete.
Colton could have cared less.
Sure couldn't. Eric was out the frame. He did not want to send her home if, in fact, she was a faithful. And he really did regret it. But yeah, guys, it was good. So let us know. Are you watching Traitors? Slide in the comments and let us know your thoughts. And really not much else going on in the Bravoverse.
No, our other two shows are really failing us big time. Beverly Hills might be having an all-time bad season.
They claim, and I think it was Dorit that was on Watch What Happens Live that says you have to get up to the midway, and then that's when it just goes. But you know what? I just don't see where
we're going. It's not an excuse.
It's not, because why are we starting off? It's so bad, y'all. It's so bad. And Potomac, it's like it needs to end already.
Well, to be fair, Potomac has been in the toilet. So this is like nothing new about them having a bad season.
No, but the only good thing that I got this week that I will add, I watched Watch What Happens Live when Giselle was on and when Quad from Meredith and Medicine was on, and she checked the heck out of Giselle. It was so good to me. The comment that she made, and Giselle, in fact, made the comment on Reasonably Shady about what were they doing over there with Meredith and Medicine and Real Housewives of Atlanta. Are they recycling the girls? And particularly, she was talking about Angel Brinks, which is on Married to Medicine, who was an RN that used to be on Basketball Wives. And then there's also Kay Michelle that's going to join Real Housewives of Atlanta that's from Love and Hip Hop. But when Quad checked her, she tried to blow off and say it was Robin. When you roll the footage back, it was Giselle. But Giselle, as much of a bully as she can be, Quad had her sitting up in her seat, speechless. Y'all, it gave me life. If that's one moment out of Bravoverse for this week that I can take with me that puts a smile on my face, that was it. So you guys weigh in. Were you not here for Quad just eating Giselle up? It took her a second to recover. And she didn't get off her neck for a lot of that show.
Great, because she deserves every moment of it.
Every
moment. I think I said it like last week. Like, I've been for years like a diehard like Giselle supporter. I'm in those social media comments, fighting for my life, trying to like defend her. And then I don't know like what changed this season, because I feel like she's like been awful. But I'm just like watching her and I'm like, God, you're just mean for the sake of being mean. You enjoy being mean. Yeah. It's a really bad look.
It is. And, a lot of people was like, well, you can't take her and she's a beautiful woman. Yes, but with her actions, it really takes away. Honestly, when I see her, I don't see beauty. I just see a very mean, ugly bully. That's what I see. So there's that. Yeah. All right, Joey, anything else you want to add before we wrap it up for this week.
No, I think we covered it all. I'm just very excited about this coming tomorrow. We get all of our shows.
We do.
Beverly Hills, my God. But I am loving the Valley Persian style.
Yes. We have got to talk about that.
My girl Gonessa, she is a hot mess. But I mean, dude, like, you're at here we go again. I'm in it. My EV. You're at someone else's home and they're having a party and you just spark up a joint. Like it you don't ask if it's okay. There's other people there. Like
her children. Her
children. What if someone there though, like their job, they have like a CDL, like they get like drug tested.
Right.
I just like, I was like, and then like, no, like remorse. I don't know. And again, though, I will defend Gigi. Probably it's like the death, but I'm also not going to not point out when she's wrong.
Right. I just feel like Gigi lacks self-awareness and she's so spoiled by her family, particularly her father, that she's just, and not even them, you know, Reza and MJ have let her get by with a lot of stuff over the years. I mean, their friend group. So, you know, she gets a lot of passes when she doesn't really deserve them. But I mean, you're right. Who doesn't love Gonessa? Come on.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm not here like defending Sky because Sky is a nightmare, but
she had a point. I mean,
Gonessa, like, yeah, time and place, or walk out like the street or something in someone's backyard. Like, what?
I mean,
party?
Right. You were in all this with all these people. I mean, yeah, that was a bit much. But we all know she does love her weed. Okay.
$4,000 a month with no job.
Woo! That's absolutely. So there's that.
But I don't get like, didn't she had a weed company? In fact, she was like one of like the earliest Bravo Lebs we ever heard talk about having a weed company called Wusa years and years and years ago during Shaw's tenure. What happened to that?
Maybe she just kept getting high off her own supply.
Number one rule. Number one.
I don't know. I've heard nothing about it in years, so I don't know. But all right, well, I'll let you have the last few words, and guys, yeah,
I got nothing. I'm very much, like I said, I have not watched Vanderpump Rules past episode 2, and I'm very excited for the Valley Persian style. I'm like loving it. I even like the new people. I cannot wait for the Traders tomorrow night.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah.
And I can't wait that we have to be getting it soon because I see advertisements for everywhere for House of Villains season 3 coming.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Oh my God, the return of Drita from Mob Wives. You have got to be kidding me. It's like my wildest dreams are coming true. In the same house with Christine Quinn from Selling Sunset and Kate Chastain. Like, oh, my little gay heart is going to explode.
It's going to be great TV, y'all. Great TV. I'm here for all of that. Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, you guys, we will be back next Wednesday, same time. We will be recapping Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, reunion part 3. And, you know, whatever else is going on in the Bravoverse, we'll give you a few little gems on the shows that we love. And you guys slide in the comments, let us know what you're watching. And maybe we'll comment on those too. All right, guys. Well, you guys have a lovely evening. Go watch you some Bravo.
Bye.
Bye.